Hey Rent to Retires, it's Adam Schroeder here, and today we're going to talk about how to plan your real estate deal before you buy. Alright, before we get started with today's video, I want to remind everybody, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the notifications bell, make sure you are aware of every time we put out a video trying to make you the best real estate investor you can possibly be to put you in the path of success, whether it's your first or your 100th deal. Also, at the end of the video, if it's been useful, please click the like button. Let us know, let everybody know that our videos are helping you out. And as always, if you have any questions or any other videos you'd like us to record, leave it in the comments below and we will get to it as soon as possible. So I know I've talked in the past about, creating your buy box whenever you're looking to buy your investment property. But today I want to talk about the overall plan you're going to have for your property, and that is both your entrance and potentially your exit plans. So there's a few things you need to know, numbers wise, before you get into the deal. You need to know, how is this deal going to be successful? How am I going to make a profit from this deal? You need to know your purchase price. You need to know your expected interest rate. You need to know your expected rent. You need to know your expected cash flow, and you need to know your expected return on investment. You're going to need to know all of these things to be able to find out, is this deal going to be successful? Am I going to have a good thing going if I go through with this purchase process? But there's other things you need to factor in, and that is the other side. If you can succeed, you could also fail. So how would this deal fail? Now, obviously you don't want it to fail, but you need to know how it could fail so you can prepare for those things. Some of the things that could come up that would make it fail are things like a long vacancy, or a higher than expected interest rate, or unexpected repairs that come up, or your tenant messing up your home. These are things that can easily happen, not guaranteed that they're going to happen, but they could possibly happen. And you need to know how you're going to deal with them if they're going to mess up your deal. So let's talk about them some. Let's start with the beginning, your long vacancy. This is obviously a concern for everybody because when there's nobody in the property, it's coming straight out of your pocket, right? That's one of the downsides of real estate, is it hurts now, not later. But some ways you can alleviate that is simply during your due diligence, call around, talk to some property managers, talk to the property manager who you're planning on having, manage your property. As we always say, part of the turnkey experience is having that property manager in place. But even if you're going to be the one doing the management, you need to have contacts with property managers and say, hey, how long does it take you to place a tenant? Just vet them. Act like you're, interviewing them for a job. How long is your tenant placement taking? What's your average tenant stay? Your tenant turns, what do those look like? And as you go along, you'll get a general feel for how long it's taking to place tenants in that market. So this place is, Cape Coral where we are. This place are renting out before the certificate of occupancy is given. All right, fantastic. I know I'm basically going to have no vacancies. All right, Indianapolis, it's taking 2 or 3 weeks to place a tenant. All right, great. I know that going in. I'm not going to be afraid, maybe on the high end a month or 5 weeks. But you've got a general idea, so going in, this might not be the best for the first few weeks, but then we're going to get a tenant in place and they're going to stay 3 years on average or something like that. So you need to know that. It's an easy solution. Just call around. Property managers are happy to talk to you as you're vetting them, getting to know you. And also, if they're not going to help you out, you don't want to work with them. So, this is a good way of just checking them off your list and crossing them off and never using them again. The second thing I mentioned was higher than expected interest rates. This can easily be avoided by simply listening to our podcast. A little self-plug there. Every month I talk with the lender who's in our network and I say, hey, what are investment properties getting right now? Because it's easy to find what owner-occupied properties are getting, but investment properties, they don't really have that loan number out there. So I talk to lenders and I say, what are investors getting? And we go into depth on what's happening in the mortgage world right now. But you need to know what your expected interest rate is. But what I will say is this shouldn't be a deal breaker for a lot of reasons. Number one, if a higher than expected interest rate is going to wipe out this deal, is going to make it a non-starter, is going to make it fail, your deal does not have enough margin to begin with. Interest rate should not kill your cash flow. Obviously, a higher interest rate will hurt your cash flow, but it shouldn't kill the deal. All right, if it does, there were other problems with it. You need to look into how you're evaluating your deals. Now, I also mentioned unexpected repairs, and this is where I say inspect, inspect, and re-inspect. You should always get a home inspection. Even with new construction, you should always get a home inspection. Let me repeat that. You should always get a home inspection. Do I need to say it a third time? I hope not. Whenever you get your home inspection, there's a few things that can happen. You get it and you say, okay, these things need to be, fix some more, or you miss these things. And you maybe give them a list of 5 or 6 things. They could come back and say, absolutely, we'll fix them. Or they could come back and say, how about we escrow the money because we really want to close now. We escrow the money, and then after the close, you can have the repairs done. It's going to cost X amount of money. We'll put it in the account. I want to highly suggest that you not take that route for several reasons. The first one is, this seller is selling for a reason, and they are motivated to get it done and sold. So you will never find a contractor more motivated to fix your property than the seller trying to get rid of it. It's that simple. And after they finish the things on the punch list, you're going to pay your inspector $75 more to go out there and check the punch list and make sure it's done. At the very least, you're going to have them send you pictures of what was there before and what's there now. You can escrow it in the account, but bad things can happen there. You could potentially put all the money in the escrow and the repair person could get in there, and next thing you know, they're saying, hey, this was more serious than we thought, so it's going to cost twice as much. And because you've already closed and the money has already been agreed on, they're not going to give you more money for the repairs most likely. And not only that, but the timeline is on you now. Your loan has started. It is still vacant and you are the one looking for it, but you're not going to be able to place a tenant until those repairs are done. So if they take longer, guess who's paying for it? You, not the seller, you. So I highly suggest you get all of the repairs done before you close, and you always re-inspect the things that are said to be done. And also, the final thing I talked about is the tenant messing up your home. And this is where I almost want to beg you. If your tenant does not pay their rent and or destroys your property and leaves your home owing you money, go after them. Get a judgment against them, even if you know you're never going to see a dime from them. You owe it to yourself and to the other real estate investors out there to go after them. Other investors, other landlords need to know what tenant they're putting in their properties, and they can't know that if you just say, thank goodness they're out of my life, they're somebody else's problem now. Don't do that to other investors. They owe you money. They need to know that they have to pay. They need to realize that they can't just mess up mom and pop's home and move to another mom and pop home and go mess that one up and continue the cycle. It is our job as real estate investors to protect one another. So if they owe you money and they owe, there are damages that need to be dealt with, just get a judgment. It doesn't cost much money. Just get a judgment against them. You can hire a real estate attorney, or your property manager a lot of times has people who go out and do that for you. It doesn't cost much money. You don't even have to try to collect. You can simply call up a collections agency and they take 25 or 50% of whatever's collected, and anything you get is cherry on top because you're not expecting the money to begin with. So we're all in this together. Let's help each other out. Don't let tenants just destroy and leave. So that is some ways that you can think about how to exit or how to solve the problems that come around as you're going into your deal. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, please click the like button. Let us know that you appreciated it. And leave a comment below if you have any questions or other topics that you want us to cover. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check us out at renttoretirement.com. That's renttoretirement.com. You can see all of our inventory there. You can schedule a call to talk with some of the investment strategists. You can talk to us about buying properties or about just adding to your real estate team. As always, you can find our properties on the website or at renttoretirement.com/hotlist. You can get the property sent straight to your phone. Not as up to date as the active inventory sheet on our website, but trying to keep it up there and in tune with it. So I hope this has been helpful. See you on the next video.
Thanks for watching the Rent to Retirement YouTube channel. Check out some of our other videos, like this one, or this one here.